Man, video games, huh? Hello once again, everyone. We are back with the next episode of Kamaitachi no Yoru. And Kobayashi doesn't seem all that enthused, but then again, he, dies in most of these routes, so... I mean, can you blame him? Anyway, we are rapidly closing in on... straight up running out of stuff in this game to do, so in the interest of time... I did spend a few minutes off stream, just sort of digging around in the... Seeing as how we did complete pretty much everything that branches off of the prologue, everywhere that has an opportunity to branch off of the prologue. You're gonna have to go rooting around in here. But I did that off screen, and now we have this new bit of information. So it's better now. This is the sequence immediately before, if you all will recall, we found the first body in Mr. Tanaka's room. Or rather, what was left of Mr. Tanaka's body. And the game gave us a branch asking us whether we would like to step around and check the body ourselves upon noticing that Kobayashi seemed hesitant to step into the room, as you can probably read right now if you've got a decent video quality going. Whatever the case may be, though. We've already picked that because that's the new option that doesn't just follow the route we've already completed. So let's see how far this takes us. Kobayashi seemed hesitant to step into the room. I walked past the reluctant Kobayashi and went inside myself. Shivering from the frigid winds, I kept moving deeper into the room. Then, suddenly, I found something strange at my feet. A crumpled up piece of notepaper. Doesn't seem large enough to hide a body, but what would I know? As I bent down to pick it up, I noticed there was something sticky red on it. Blood. Human blood? Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It could be a chicken. We've made a mistake once before, and look where it got us. I pinched the paper between my fingertips to avoid touching any blood, then opened it. Marion Kobayashi peeked over my shoulder. There was a strange message on the paper. There's a treasure hidden in Spur. Initially, consider searching between 1 and 3. The underworld lay beyond, so ye wretched take heed. Yes, creak goes the old well. Oh, hear it groan. So keenly jealous of that thief alone. Find our treasure. Hurry, lest you face the worst. The one who looks like you might find it first. That's complete word salad right now, which means there's a decent chance this is a cipher of some sort. We've already got alibis, impossible crimes. Really, it would be out of character for Takemaru to not put a cipher in here at some point. I always did suck at more cryptographic stuff. Give me a body to look at, give me logic, give me... you know... plans that can be foiled by just the laws of physics. between 1 and 3. I have nothing.
何これ詩みたいだけど
Oh, he seems slightly disappointed.
それよりこの血一体誰の血なんだろう
The expression on Kobayashi's face suddenly changed. It was one of your chickens, wasn't it? I knew it!
まさか田中さんの
He searched the room in a panic, concerned the man had fallen somewhere. Under that bed, concerned the man had fallen under the bed, in the bathroom, even in the closet. Unfortunately, in his timeline, Tanaka has not come out of the closet. But he turned up nothing.
これが田中さんの血だとしたらひどい怪我をしたってことになるなそして窓の外に逃げた
Maybe we just shouldn't have windows. They seem to just cause more confusion than they're worth. Who needs sunlight anyway? Kobayashi went to the open window and stuck his head out in blizzard.
とにかく一度外へ出ましょうよ寒くてしょうがないわ
He took Ma's advice. And we did. See, I wasn't lying to you. Along with the others who'd been curiously peeking from the hallway, we went back downstairs and settled into the lounge. Then I spread the mysterious note out on the table for everyone to see. They all craned their neck to get a look.
何なのこれ
Midori arched an eyebrow.
わかりませんこれだけが残ってたんです宝のありかを示すヒントみたいですけど
It can't possibly be that convenient, though. Maybe the treasure is like the location of the body or something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
宝って何よ埋蔵金か何かがこのペンションの近くにあるとでも言うの
Midori snorted at the very absurdity of the idea. I nodded.
かもしれません埋蔵金とかじゃなくて普通のお金とか宝石かもしれませんが
Maybe the winnings from some sort of bank robbery, perhaps?
何しろ田中って人はこれを残して姿を消してしまったこの血から考えると何か争いがあったのは確かでしょうだとしたら重要な宝が実在してそれをめぐって仲間割れがあったと考えるのが一番妥当じゃないでしょうか
I mean, I see the fight. I still think the treasure's a bit of an assumption. And we all know what happens when you assume, chat. Kobayashi turned to look at me. And he looks at me. And I look at him. And he looks at me. And I look at him. And he looks at me. And I look at him. And I say, sorry, what did you want again?
しかしだとしてもその宝だかなんだかがこのシュプールにあるってのはどうだかなんでそんなものがここにあるんだ
I feel like you'd be better equipped to answer that than anyone, good sir. I started thinking out loud.
そう例えば宝石を盗んで逃亡した犯人たちが一時ここに隠れたとしますその時にこの建物のどこかに宝石を隠して別れた
It seems like a convoluted solution. I love it.
そして1年後それを取り戻しに彼らの一人が田中と名乗ってやってきた
ちょっと待ってそれは変よ
Oh, you know what else is weird? Mari interrupted me.
何が変なんだ
だってあの田中って人が宝を隠したんだったらあんなメモ必要ないじゃない隠し場所を知らないからあれを持ってたんじゃないの
Maybe he's just really forgetful. What, you've never written a note for yourself to remember to buy hot dogs? Come on. What Mari said made sense.
それもそうか。じゃあ田中って人は一味じゃなくて犯人の一人の持ってたメモを手に入れて横取りしようとしたのかも。でもそれがバレて捕まってしまった。
Toshio snorted with annoyance. And everybody's just so mad at this jewel thieves idea.
そんな憶測はどうでもいいよ。何にしろこのヒントを解いてみりゃいいんだろう。そうすりゃ本当に宝があるのかどうかすぐわかるんだからさ。ちょっとよく見せてくれよ。
Okay, everybody stand back. Toshio's massive brain is on the case. I'm sure will be solved within the minute. Toshio reached out for the note.
何々 ?1 と3の間だって。そんなもの2に決まってるじゃないか。2階のどこかだな。
If it were that easy, they would have just... If it were gonna be that easy, they wouldn't have written it as a puzzle in the first place, wouldn't they?
よっしゃ、2階やな。
Look at him, he's so happy. Kayama shot to his seat before Toshio was even done speaking.
アルゴ、行くで。
はい、あなた。
The two of them sprinted like jackrabbits up the stairs. He watched them leave in stunned amazement.
私たちも行かなくていいの？
That seems like a waste of time. Mari looked around the room. Alright, let's keep things in line here. Just running off and brute force won't help anybody. If that were possible, they wouldn't have needed to leave a note to find it.
まあ落ち着けよ。まだ後ろにいろいろ書いてあるじゃないか。
Honestly, it's like none of you have ever gone on a treasure hunt before. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. I tried to keep a level head.
何々？メイドへと向かう道の途中？なんだこれ？
Means the treasure is kept behind a lock that can only be opened with a human sacrifice. Alright, who here is most expendable? I nominate one of the hive mind girls. Kimoto suddenly looked at me.
メイドってのは地獄みたいなもんだろ。その途中ってことは地下室じゃないのか。
Is that a fact?
でもその後ろが全然意味がわかりませんね。
とりあえず動いた方がよくない？ 2階か地下室か。行ってみれば何かわかるかもしれないじゃない。
Upstairs or downstairs, it's gotta be one. Mari sounded irritated. Perhaps she was worried the Kayamas would find the treasure first. That strikes me as highly unlikely. Upstairs, downstairs... I mean, it's gotta be examine the note a little longer, right? Do we... If they're gonna play it this easy, might... Obviously, if we just keep picking analyze it long enough, Toto will probably just find the answer on his own. We might want to... If we're gonna make it that easy, we might want to actually get our completionism out of the way first. Yeah, sure, let's swing upstairs.
そうだな。じゃあ2階へ行こうか。
That's when it happened. Someone dropped a rolling pin. Man, I totally forgot it was my birthday and they were making me a cake. How sweet. No, there was a tremendous crash. Was there? Was there really, though? There was a tremendous crash from the second floor. We rushed up the stairs to find... The Kayama sprawled on the floor, struggling to escape from beneath a pile of moss and brooms. Hey man, those mobs can fuck people up. We've seen that firsthand. You know, seen and done nothing else untoward. Mori. Apparently, they'd been examining the broom closet at the end of the hill when they got trapped. As we pulled cleaning supplies off Kayama, he started loudly berating Kobayashi. Imagine suffocating under a pile of brooms. Couldn't be me. Kobayashi immediately started apologizing. Only his pride. Which, to be fair, is his largest organ. Ain't found shit, Captain. I was trying not to laugh. Kobayashi, this is for you. We watched dumbfounded as they raced off again. Sure, why not? We all returned to the lounge and took another look at the notes. Hey, probably not.
昔は井戸水も使ってたがね。と言っても手押しのポンプで、いわゆる井戸というのはこの辺では見かけた覚えはないな。
Well, I certainly hope you're using well water. It would be bad if you were using ill water. Keiko suddenly started shouting. A mirror? Horrifying. Why are you yelling at me? Please stop that, you're making me uncomfortable. Kaneko didn't seem to understand. There is logic in what she says. Gotta go backwards? Yeah, this is rapidly falling apart. Not all of her reasoning held water, but behind a mirror certainly did seem like a good place to hide something. Toshi seemed to agree. Look at those pearly whites. Man looks like he could appear at a toothpaste commercial.
鏡の数なら知れてるからね。違うかもしれないが、みんなで自分の部屋を調べてみたらどうかな。
Yeah, sure, let's just smash them all. What's a few decades of bad luck between friends? With that, Toshio headed off to his quarters. The rest of us hurried off to our own rooms as well. Ten minutes later, everyone gathered back in the lounge, looking decidedly crestfallen. Well, if you were splitting up to look at... to look for treasure, do you think anyone here would tell us if they'd found it? You bag the jewels for yourselves, then you drive away. My god. How did none of you think of that? It's like none of you have ever read a mystery novel before. They included the Kayamas as well. In fact, Kobayashi was the only person with a smirk on his face.
Oi, oi, 鏡の裏だなんて、そんな仕掛けがあったら私が知らないわけないだろ?
And yet you didn't stop us. That makes you look less suspicious, actually, unless it turns out it's not mirrors. Which is looking increasingly likely. Seemed so. By failing to mention that fact until now, Kobayashi had proven himself to be the worst sort of person. Yep. Worse than Mikimoto, worse than Kayama, Worse than immediately on the timeline where it shoots people. We'd hit a dead end. We couldn't seem to extract any more meaning from the note.
待ってよ。
On the plus
それ
side,
って暗号じゃないのかしら。
we have ourselves in possession of some smooth jazz. Mari had a sudden brainstorm.
そりゃまあ、一種の暗号だろ
Toshio seemed nonplussed.
そういう意味じゃなくて、一つ一つの言葉に意味なんかないんじゃないかって言ってるの。
Alright, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm a bit ahead of you, actually.
意味がない。
It doesn't have to make sense, it has to be interesting. That's not true, actually. Please don't do that in a mystery story. I wasn't sure what Mari meant.
そうよ。だから、ある規則に従って文章を並べ替えたり、字を入れ替えたりしたら別の言葉になるのかもしれないわ。
Interesting. Very interesting. I hadn't considered that. Well, I had. Don't you lump me in with you, Toru. I'm the player. I outrank you. I? At first glance, the note already seemed it was describing the location of a treasure. Since there were parts of it we still didn't understand, it was worth a shot. We put our heads together and stared at the mysterious note once more. Initially, consider searching between 1 and 3. Alright, what do we have? Gosh. I'm just trying to... None of these words are really connecting in any way that makes sentences. That I can see, at least.
うーん。
Hmm.
うん。
Huh. Aww. I said. Take a closer look at that
もう
note.
一度よく目を見せてよ。
何度でもどうぞ。
Okay, hold on, let me get a ski pole. It's good enough for Mikimoto, but enough for me. There was an unspoken challenge there in Mari's eyes. Between 1 and 3. No, that doesn't make any sense. What do we even have to work with here? Initially between 3. Lay heed. 1, 2 goes well. It keenly. No, that's not grammatically anything. This 1 and 3 in the first sentence here makes me think that Like, if we can find a pattern of word skipping that gets us either, like, a grammatically correct sentence with a 1 or a 3, but not both, it should be, fine and dandy. Initially between a 3, late, yeah. Honestly, I'm not even sure what we could do with the words in general. There's not a whole lot working in here. Well, jealous. Face. Oh, we're burning daylight, might as well shoot something out. This does in fact just loop us around, so... I shouted at the top of my lungs. Yeah, build up their anticipation. Prepare them for disappointment. Hontoni honto? I'm surprised.
本当だ。簡単だよ。こんな簡単なことに気がつかないなんてどうか知ってた。
本当に分かったの？
Don't steal my jokes.
分かったってば。
Alright. When in doubt, speak first, think later. Okay, I seemed about ready to wring my neck.
それは。
It's in the lounge, it's in the dining room, it's outside the lodge. Is it outside the lodge? Probably not. There's nothing outside the lodge that could point to. So the lounge or the dining room? I'm not seeing any... I'm not even seeing any words here that connect to either of those locations, so, I guess the lounge has more memorable stuff inside of it that can connect to what we're looking for, I guess. And there's nothing outside the lounge, and there isn't really anything in the dining hall but coffee and, oh god, you're still alive. That time I thought you died. Anyway, you any good at, like, cryptography and shit? Cause I have nothing. I don't know. Usually when people don't respond to my calls, that's just what it means. The thing about having plot armor is that it means everyone around you doesn't. You didn't tell me, not that you need to know. Anyway, we found a letter. It's covered in blood. Tanaka's missing. And we're fairly certain it's like a code of some sort, but I suck at codes because they don't make sense. So, yeah. This 1 and 3 here seems convoluted enough, like linguistically tortured, that I think it's probably a case of like, just need to cut out words from this sentence in a specific pattern and we'll get like a sentence that says start at 1 or start at 3. Well, I can't really make anything come out of it. That's where we are right now. If nobody in the audience has any recommendations, I figure we're probably looking at a case of... Now, these three options we have here, I think the lounge is... Oh no, the answer ended up being Kamaitachi in some way or another. Ah, yes, of course. No, I'm sorry, what you actually wrote is Kamaitachi in some war or another. Yes, so you know, the Kamaitachi are actually a very patriotic beast. They will always volunteer to serve their country if the need arises, even if they really shouldn't. Anyway, there's stuff in the lounge, there's not stuff outside, there's not really any stuff in the air at this point. So yeah, that's where I left off.
談話室だよ。
この部屋ですって？
Yes. The culprit is someone in this room. Everyone peered around with curiosity. Some looked excited. Others seemed more doubtful.
この部屋のどこにそんなものがあるって言うんだい？
I haven't thought that far ahead yet. Kobayashi lowered his voice as he asked me this. Lest you face the one who looks like you. I'd pick whatever's most ridiculous. Above our head, I don't have any better leads.
頭の上です。
頭の上？
It's not gonna turn into a space banana. The people watching the VOD who aren't a member of the Discord are going to have no idea what you're talking about, Atome. But, you know, it's good. Let them suffer. Everyone looked up at the ceiling.
蛍光灯じゃないわよね。
I mean, you could fit lots of stuff inside a fluorescent light if you didn't care about the shadows. Mari was at a loss. I stood up and walked over to the wall. Then I looked up at the cuckoo clock. The time was almost 11 p.m. I reached up and opened the door to where the cuckoo lived. Then I got on my tippy toes and peered inside. You know, the cuckoo is just going to jam out of that and just poke you square in the eye, right? At least give him a minute first, criminy. You would not look good with an eye patch. Your face is too generic. It looked like some sort of tiny bag shoved in there.
大当たりだ。
Yay. Lift my finger and fished it out. Everyone jumped to their feet in astonishment and hurried over to me. It was a small leather pouch. Please don't talk about pouches. Like, please, for my sake, if nothing else. What's wrong with pouches? I'll tell you when you're older. I untied its drawstring, then shook the contents into my palm. Gemstones of every color glittered and sparkled here. Oh, seriously, there was gemstones everywhere? Man, I was just guessing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're one short. We can't activate our super modes. Curses. Foiled again. Now how are we supposed to defeat Dr. Robotnik? Everyone gasped. Mari took a closer look.
何か紙みたいなのがあるわよ。
Kamaitachi, perhaps. Mixed in with the gemstones was a tightly folded scrap of paper. Mari unfolded it and read it aloud.
おめでとう。謎を解いたようだな。宝は君のものだ。だって。
この宝石をもらってもいいってこと？
But of course, as we all know, the real treasure is the friends we made along the way. Which is basically nobody, because none of you jackasses actually helped any. Useless, the lot of you. I was gobsmacked. I was bemused. I was flabbergasted. I was stunned. I was appalled. I was enthused. I hadn't expected to find an actual treasure.
ちょっと待ちいな。俺はみんなで探したもんやろ。全部独り占めっちゅうのはちょっと。
I mean, I could. Haruka quickly interrupted her husband's protest.
あなた、見苦しいわよ。だいたい私たちには謎も解けてないじゃないですか。
I thought Haruka would always do whatever her husband told her. Right now, she seemed to be the one calling the shots.
そういえば、どうしてここにあるって分かったの？
Everyone whips up the guns hidden in their asses and fights for gold. There's no gold here. And your ass is a terrible place to hide a loaded gun. What if you flex too hard? Mari was curious.
本当に簡単なことなんだ。縦に読んだだけだよ。
Just read it vertically.
縦に？宝1、2、言葉にならないじゃない。
Flex too hard, that's your problem, not the guns. Yes, of course. How could I have been so foolish?
2文字目だよ。2文字目を縦に読むんだ。
Initially, between 1 and 3, read the first letter, the second word in each line. Cockchuel. Cuckoo. I mean, that does in fact say cuckoo. Between 1 and 3 translated to second word. First one, everything. That seems like a bit much. This is why I hate ciphers. Like, yeah, if you say that's the solution, I kinda see it, but it seems like a bit of a leap to declare it's the only possible viewing. You know, that it's like
は、と、ど、け。
sensible.
鳩時計の中。なんだ、こんな簡単なことだったの？
I seemed let down somehow.
私でももう少し時間があったら多分すぐ分かったでしょうね。
負け惜しみを言うんじゃないよ。素直に褒めてくれたっていいじゃないか。
Hodo was desperately needy. Seems maybe that wore her down.
それにしたって。まあいいか。君は偉い。
Did we solve this one on the first try? I'd be remiss to say this was solved at all.
ところでその宝石やけど。
Don't you own a company? God, how much more do you really need? Kayama barely blinked. His gleaming eyes were all but glued to the stones I found. A smile crept over his face. It was kind of disconcerting, to be honest.
なんですか？
Come on, be honest. I want an excuse to insult you to your face. I knew he was about to suggest something that was entirely self-serving. Typical Kayama. That's our Kayama. Ba-da-down. What shady racket was he running now, I wonder?
これわしに任せてくれへんかな。
どういう意味ですか？
Had a puzzled expression on her face.
わしの知り合いに宝石屋もおるから売ったるかっちゅう。
Kayama was clearly angling for some sort of commission out of this. Mari, however, just gave a knowing laugh.
あら、でもこれは売れませんよ。
どうしてだい？
Because they're fakes. I seriously didn't know. I paused a moment to consider. Answered.
さっき読んだこの手紙ね。実は最後のところだけ読まなかったの。こう付け加えてあるのよ。追伸。ただしこれは全部ただのガラス玉です。総額350円なり、あしからず。小林二郎。
But how did you know they were fakes? Because you just told me, Fox Kobayashi. Yep. Turns out the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. You old bastard. Everyone raised their voices in disbelief. Except for the man himself. And me, of course. I'd been a little skeptical all along, so the fact that the gems were only glass didn't surprise me. After all, something seems too good to be true, it probably is. But the one thing that had surprised me? The name on the end of the note.
全部小林さんが仕掛けたことだったんですか？
And there's a reason he didn't stop us from investigating the places he already knew about. It was all I could manage to say. Kobayashi scratched the back of his head in embarrassment and apologized.
いや、実はそうなんだ。ちょっとした余興のつもりだったんだがね。予想以上にみんな真剣になってしまったみたいで、なんだか申し訳ない。
Everyone here takes everything so seriously. And what was the point of covering the note with fake blood?
結構楽しかったからいいんじゃない？ね、トール。
That blood was fake, right?
ああ、そうだね。そうだよな。そんなうまい話があるわけないよな。そうだよな。
The blood was fake, right? And I laughed to show Mari that I was being a good sport about it. Okay, but the blood was fake, right? But inside, maybe I was still a little disappointed. Ha. The laughter quickly petered out.
なんや、偽物かいな。そらそうやわな。そらそうや。偽物に決まっとるがな。これはおかしいわ。
It's me, Wario. That's you. That's what you sound like. Kayama's laughter, on the other hand, picked up steam as it went along. The man seemed genuinely amused.
いや、実は私はこういう暗号を作るのが好きでね。他にも3文字目を縦に読むものとか、4文字目を読むものとか、いろいろ作ったよ。君たちもどこかで目にしてると思うけどね。
Kobayashi said this rather proudly, but nobody seemed to be listening.
ところで、あの田中って人は一体どうしたの？
I suddenly remembered the missing guest.
ああ、もちろんあれもお芝居のうちだ。彼は友達なんだ。こっそり私の部屋に隠れさせたんだ。
Kobayashi grinned.
彼も呼んできて、みんなで一杯飲むとしよう。
Yeah, drinkies. Kobayashi headed towards the back lodge.
まったく、子供みたいね。
Yeah, I mean, he was a child. before he was a salaryman, before he was a mountain monk, before he was a chef, before he was the owner of a lodge, before he was a lawyer with... Wait, was the lawyer before or after the chef? Man, you are too confusing. Kyoko chuckled to herself as her husband disappeared from view.
人騒がせですよ。血の跡まで残すなんて。
Hojo clearly disapproved.
まあそうだけど結構楽しかったからいいじゃない。実害もないんだし。
Just as Midori said that, Kobayashi came running back into the room.
どうしたのよそんなに慌てて。
Kyoko gently chided her husband. The rest of us, meanwhile, just stared at Kobayashi. The man had gone as white as a ghost, and his eyes were wide with fear. His mouth kept opening as if he was trying to say something, but no words came out. It was like watching a silent movie. No, if it was like watching a silent movie, this piece would be... This background music would be like a piece for a single piano. And we're getting played live right here in the room. For your entertainment.
どうしたのよ。なんなの。またおふざけでも始めるつもり。
Crime is a game, lady. Kyoko was grinning as she asked him this. That smile faded when she saw his face. Yes, you weren't looking at his face before that, were you? Today, so whatever butters your biscuits, lady. Kobayashi gulped and finally found his voice.
死んでるんだ。
Omae wa mo shinderu. We all gasped. Except, that is, for Mari.
またまた。おじさんたら騙されないわよ。
嘘じゃない。あいつが、今言ったらあいつが部屋の中でバラバラになってたんだ。
バラバラですって。
Now, let's not lose our heads, though. Mari seemed to overcome by shock. It was then that our terrible nightmare truly began. I guess we'll never know who killed Tanaka by chopping him into pieces, will we? Will we, Mikimoto? I forgot your name for a second there. I'm sorry, just because you're a murderous piece of shit, that doesn't mean I should be rude. It's totally uncalled for of me. And who killed Tanaka? Was it Suzuki? I never did trust that guy. That was a bit whack. It's not the sort of music you usually expect to hear about after somebody gets chopped into pieces. Takemaru Abiko, additional scenario by Ryukishi 07. Not this one though, this one seems a bit outside his wheelhouse. Directed by Satoru Shinkawa. Who was together the entire time. But there was one person missing from the lodge entirely. The cuckoo chopped Tanaka into pieces with its wooden beak. That would be a very inefficient way of going about killing someone. Like, you'd think, what? Did he have, like, beak sharpening equipment with him? How sharp can you sharpen a wooden beak anyway? And even if you didn't make it that far, you would still have the issue of... Like, you know, deep your cut could be. You'd have to just dig your nose down in the corpse and go like... And go like... Fum, 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 just over and over and over and over again. You'd never actually, like, be forced to go through it. It'd be like trying to cut down a tree with another tree. It just raises too many questions. I don't know, just ask him. I can't! He doesn't speak English! He's very proud of his status as an immigrant. He holds a little bit of his culture with him at all times, and I think that's very respectable. But does make questioning him a bit difficult. These credits are going much longer than I remember them. But we got our sound production by Bravehearts, so at least they believe in freedom. Playtested by Doki Doki Grooveworks Co. Limited. That's not a name, that's just word salad. That just means you gotta understand the language, Doctor. You gotta be a cuckoo to catch a cuckoo. And it takes a thief to catch a thief. It takes a cuckoo to catch a cuckoo. So what you're saying is that you'd be perfect. Look at all those shiny rocks. Such thanks to Satoru Inamoto. Renee Saisei, directed by Taro Shibata. And produced by Kazuhiro Ichikawa, Kunihara Hosoda, and Takaaki Hosoda. Are related? I don't know. They could be written with different kanji. I don't know. These credits aren't written in kanji. Because that's not a language that exists in English. Developed by Spike Chunsoft. Responsible for 90% of non-indie mystery games. Distributed by Mages. And produced by Cash Register Co. Junk. Are you happy with the choices you made earlier? I'm never happy, game. That's my secret. Kidding me, Kobayashi. Well, it's time to do some completionism. This will probably just loop us back to the same place. The two of them are looking around the upstairs hallway. They seem to be wondering where to go next. It's the route we get if we just completely ignore the note altogether. Haruka pointed to Tanaka's room. Seeing the two of them duck through his doorway, we hurried over. Well, yeah, you're in my way, sir. How dare you? As we struggle to jam ourselves through the doorway, the Kayama swiftly searched Tanaka's closet, bathroom, and under his bed. After a while, Kayama gave a great sigh. How dare you? Upon hearing this, the people behind us rushed off to their respective rooms. They had each decided to investigate their own quarters next. Let's be at least a little logical here, though. There was no way it was in my room, though, I thought. What about the broom closet? The root of all evil. Yes, the closet down at the end of the hallway had caught my eye. I waited till everyone had disappeared to their rooms, then ran over to investigate it. Taking a deep breath, I threw the double doors open wide. Just then, there was a loud crash as something attacked me. My fists wildly at my shadowy assailants. But I was pushed down to the ground with tremendous force.
トール、何やってるの？
That was Mari's voice.
助けてくれ
It's got me by the throat. I
なん
can't.
でモップやほうきの下敷きになってるわけ？
モップほうきだって
Hey, you'd think you of all people would understand just how scary a mop can be. Well, it was a cleaning supply closet after all. Yes, the brooms had been crammed in so tightly that they came tumbling out the moment the door was opened. Wah, wah, wah. Apologized for under my pile of brooms to all the people who had dashed into the hall with alarm. In the end, we couldn't find anything upstairs, so we decided to go back down to the lounge and have another look at that note. I remained calm and examined the note a little longer. Mari said something strange.
シュプールって必ずしもここのこととは限らないんじゃないかしら。
Yeah, there could be dozens of Spurus in Japan. It's such a common name.
どういうこと？
うん。鍵カッコがついてないでしょ？ってことは、ここの名前じゃなくて、本当のシュプールのことかもしれないじゃない。雪の上にできる本当のシュプール。
でも、シュプールに宝があるなんて、そんなのって変じゃない？
It seems complicated on multiple fronts.
それはそうなんだけど、シュプールにあるってのはつまりゲレンデにあるってことじゃないのかな。そうすると1と3の間ってことは第2ゲレンデって意味になるわ。
Okay, but how far does that narrow it down? On the ski slopes? Midori nodded.
そうよ、きっとそうよ。だいたい知らない間にここのどこかに宝なんて隠した人がいると思えないもの。
That was true. Besides, out on the slopes, it'd be easier to dig a hole and hide something unnoticed. That seemed more like a criminal's MO.
だとすると、あの田中って人はゲレンデに連れて行かれたのかもしれないな。
Toshio crossed his arms and thought.
でもゲレンデだとするとメイドってのは
多分危険区域のことじゃないのかな。下手すりゃ死んであの世行きってな。
But remember, kids, if you make a mistake on the Let me try that again. Remember, kids, if you wind up on the ski slopes, you go to hell before you die. I guess that made a certain sort of sense. The danger zone on the second slope. The rest of the note still didn't hold together for me.
警察に連絡した方が良くないですか？
Mikimoto seemed anxious.
なんて言うんです？ゲレンデに埋まってる宝を掘り出しに行く連中がいるから捕まえろって？
I mean, they'll send a SWAT team if you ask for literally any reason. You don't even need to, give an explanation. We have no standards. Toshio mocked Mikimoto's suggestion.
確かな証拠もないのに、そんなことできませんよ。
Another good point.
でも、その田中って人が無理やり連れて行かれたんだとしたら、宝が見つかったら殺されてしまうかも。でも、この紙切れと血だけじゃ、これが犯罪と結びつくとは言い切れんでしょう。田中さんがいたずら書きしただけかもしれませんし、この血だって鼻血かもしれない。
Man, that'd be a nasty ass nosebleed. A nosebleed? Man, thought of that. Guessed it wasn't out of the question.
じゃあ我々だけでゲレンデに田中さんを探しに行きましょうか。
I have the utmost faith in you. Kobayashi and Toshio both shook their heads.
外は吹雪だ。ゲレンデに向かうなんてとんでもないよ。やめた方がいい。メモだって中途半端だし、さっきの解釈が当たっているのかどうかもひどく怪しいだろ。
Yep, the one constant. This whole blizzard. Leaving us all trapped and ready to die. Just then the Kayamas came downstairs with disappointment written on their faces. Apparently they hadn't found anything.
ちょっともっぺんその紙見せてくれんか。
I passed the note over to him as requested. Kind of scrutinized it for a while, and gave a great shout.
そや地下室やったんや。歩こう行くで。
Away with ye.
あなた
If it's not on the second floor, it must be in the basement. And we're off and running again. This time down the cellar stairs. We watched in disgusted amazement as they disappeared. Absolutely
小林さ
disgusting.
ん、この辺井戸はあるんですか？
昔は
Alright, this is
Oi.
back.
うーん
We can't just loop infinitely looking at the note over again. So, you know, that's how it goes. So now we can head over here again. Clearly it's in the dining room.
食堂の中だよ。
食堂？どうして食堂なの？
とにかく行ってみようよ。
I led the charge to the dining room. The others followed me, out of curiosity.
どこにあるの？
Doko. Indeed, where could it be? I pondered that as I looked around the room.
ちょっとトール、分かっててここに来たんじゃないの？メモが解けたっていうのは嘘だったの？
Great detectives are wont to lie, Mari. You'd do well to remember that.
実はそうなんだ。
And I fessed up.
何よもう、期待させて。
Mari was fuming.
ああ、私眠くなってきちゃった。
Keiko looked dead on her feet.
あら、もうこんな時間。
My god, it's 7 a.m. 3 days later. Aki was checking her watch. It was already around 11 o'clock.
私たち、もう寝ます。宝見つかったら、明日見せてくださいね。
Good night, world. Most likely kill you in the morning. The three girls went up to their rooms. If you go to bed, you don't get to see the treasure. But if you do go to bed, you still don't get to see the treasure because we got the bad ending. A conundrum. Everyone else started filtering out of the dining room as well.
足も眠たなってきた。歩こう。そろそろ部屋戻ろうか。
Man, you were so enthusiastic earlier. I really just sucked all the oxygen out of the room, didn't I? Like some sort of vacuum cat.
はい。それでは皆さん、お先に。
Haruko's voice echoed through the lounge as she climbed the stairs.
若い頃は5日ぐらい徹夜しても平気やったんやが。
But only 5? Man, you gotta work in your times, buddy. They're rookie numbers. Everyone seemed to have suddenly lost their enthusiasm for our little treasure hunts.
私ももう
Even Mari.
もう時間も遅いし。
そうだな。どうせ宝だなんて言って見つけたら何の価値もないもんだったりするんだよな。
Yeah, right. Imagine if the treasure turned out to only be worth less than 400 yen. That'd be pathetic. Nobody would put all that effort into that. Toshio was ready to throw in the towel as well.
じゃあ寝ましょうか。
Few who remained behind began bidding the group good night.
あれみんなもう諦めちゃうのか？この血の跡が気にならないか？
Kamiyashi did his best to keep everyone from leaving. What a bunch of quitters.
鼻血か何かでしょ。
Yeah, it was probably just a nose. Don't worry about it. I'm not on anyone's side here, I'm chaotic neutral. Toshio fought like a yawn.
しかし彼はあの客はどこに行ったんだ？
Kayama ate him. There we go. Case closed. Case closed, let's all go home.
きっと泣いたよ。そのうち戻ってくるんじゃない？
Mari waved it off.
こんな時間までか？そんなこと。
おじさん、探すんだったら一人で探せば？悪いけど、私たちはもう寝るわ。
One by one, everyone disappeared to their rooms. Mari and I were the last to go upstairs. And Kobayashi watched us go. His eyes were inexplicably filled with regret. Junk junk. The end. Boom. Are you happy with the choices you made? No, step backing. Sure, Kobayashi. Kidding me, Kobayashi. Man, everyone hates the Kobayashi. Alright.
とりあえず、
Let's all go to the basement. Let's all go to the basement. Let's all go to the basement to get ourselves a treat. Be prepared to head down with Kobayashi taking points. Just as Kobayashi unlocked the door, however, I heard the clatter of footsteps. Kayama's came running down the stairs.
待て待て待て、わしが先に入る。
Mate! Stop and listen. Perhaps feeling steamrolled by his guest's demands, Kobayashi finished opening the door and obediently stepped aside. Kaya's momentum carried him straight through the open doorway. And falling down the stairs, wait, I was joking. He tumbled down the cellar stairs into the darkness. He snapped his neck on impact, and that's how he died. Thank you all for playing. A second later, there was an earth-shattering crash. With Kobayashi still in the lead, we hurried to the cellar. Kayama was lying in a heap at the bottom of the stairs. Kobayashi approached him and put a hand on the fallen man's chest.
大丈夫。気絶してるだけだ。部屋に運ぼう。敏夫君、手伝ってくれ。
I'm sure I'll be fine. The two of them carried Kayama back up the narrow cellar stairway. We followed them up to the first floor. Then, I noticed something.
あれ？女の子たちが見当たらないな。
What are girls? Girls are just a myth. Women. Do they really exist? Scientists disagree.
さっきまでいたのに変ね。
The rest of us remained behind while Kobayashi, Toshio, and Hako brought Kayama upstairs. It was only me, Mari, Midori, and Kyoko left at that point.
どこ行ったのかしら。
As we looked around, the three girls emerged from the cellar stairwell.
何してたんですか？
The girls looked at each other.
宝物見つかりました？
Mari began questioning them as well. So me and my buddy Aki, we looked at each other. Because you just told me, fox boy. Yeah, Keiko talks too much.
バカ。
You fool. Kaneko hit at her. She's a cat. She's actually a cat the whole time, it's Jenny. That's the twist. Thank y'all for coming. Apparently the three of them had snuck off to search the cellar on their own. It was amazing they hadn't forgotten about the treasure and all of the commotion around Kayama. As I returned to the lounge to have another look at the note, Kobayashi and the others came back downstairs. How much to my surprise, Kayama was staggering right along with them.
大丈夫なんですか？
You dead yet? Kobayashi offered a wry smile.
どうしても続けるんだと言い張ってね。
Kayama's single-minded obsession was really something. Not something like praiseworthy, but something. It did in fact meet all the legal definitions to be called something. I didn't know whether to be impressed or disgusted.
とにかくもっぺんそのメモを見せてくれんか？
No, you may not.
いいですよ。
Okay. I passed it over to Kayama. It was because of the lingering pain, but Kayama started growling like a guard dog. I peeked over her shoulder. That's the same voice clip again. You can't fool me.
わかっ。
Obviously, it's
それ
in the
建物
outside.
の外だよ。
外？どうして外なの？シュプールの中ってちゃんと書いてあるじゃない。
Well, obviously, they're referring to the inside of Kama's cowboy boots. There. Case closed. I hammered away at my theory.
いや、実は適当に言ってみただけなんだ。
I fessed up.
屋根裏かどこかかな。それとも食堂かな。ああ、いや、そうじゃないか。バスルーム？乾燥室？
I sighed loudly as I rattled off a bunch of nonsense.
どんな宝かもわからないのに、ペンション中調べるわけにもいかないでしょ。メモの意味がわからないんなら見つけようがないわよ。
I mean, we could just brute force it. We've got enough people. If you weren't a coward. She was absolutely right.
もうこんな不毛なことやめ。
It was only then that I realized it was almost 11 o'clock.
そうだな。どうせ宝だなんて言って見つ
Kosha was ready to throw in the towel as well. Everyone seemed to have suddenly lost their enthusiasm for our little treasure hunt. And think of it, I was feeling pretty tired myself. If I didn't get a good night's sleep, I wouldn't be able to handle all the ski drills Mari would be putting me through in the morning.
じゃあ寝ましょうか。
One by one, people started standing up and bidding the group good nights.
いや、みんなもう諦めちゃうのか？この血の跡。
Kobayashi did his best to keep everyone from leaving. And there we have it. None of that before that point was skippable text. So let's just get this out of the way. This is just gonna bring us back onto the main route. Wait, hold on. This is further ahead. And this branch is decently long for being such a simple puzzle. Let's look in our room. I'm sure there's gotta be something there we just haven't noticed. It's not like we look there every day or anything. Once there, I started searching for any potential hiding places. But I came up empty. Wondered how the others were doing. When I returned to the hallway, I found a bunch of disappointed-looking faces waiting for me. Seemed like the treasure wasn't on the second floor after all.
もう少し。
I nodded and went back down to the lounge. It's under the
ソファー
sofa.
の下です。
That's where all the stuff you lose eventually turns up.
ソファーの下？
Kayama quickly got down on his hands and knees and peered under the sofa.
なんもあらへんで。
Mari shot a withering glance my way.
トール、適当なこと言ってない？
Completely.
ああ、バレた？実はそうなんだ。メモの意味全然わからなくて。屋根裏かどこかかな？それとも食堂かな？
And we are now reunited with the first path. For completion's sake.
談話室。床の下ですよ。
Oh, here! Under the floorboards!
床下？床を剥がそうって言うんじゃないだろうね。
Kobayashi reacted with alarm.
いえ、そうじゃなくて、床に貯蔵庫か何かあるんじゃないですか？ほら、床の一部が開くような。
ないよ。なんでそんなことを考えたんだね？
I don't know, would have been convenient for the plot.
いや、メイドってのが気になって。
Seemed like it wasn't under the floor after all.
屋根裏かどこかか。
And there's that bit cleared.
とり
I didn't pick this option to just stay calm and examine the note longer because I thought it would just, like, advance the plot normally, but apparently all of these do that, so... Bing! I remained calm and examined the note a little longer. And Mari said something strange.
待ってよ。シュプールって。
Okay, this just skips us here. Well, now we know. Knowing is half the battle. Man, we're all the way over here. Wow, 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 wow.
調べないんですか？
I nudged Kobayashi forward. Give a slight nod. There we are. Then we go back here. We'll take another look at this.
この部屋。
この
Hold on, this is a bit... It's a bit too early on. Hold on, I'll just... Yay. We got it.
あな
I could just skip past all this, but honestly, speed clicking like this is kind of fun.
どけい鳩時計の中。なんだ、こんな簡単なことだったの？
CS... Hold on, let me just hit. Okay, I just hit the Z button to pop back over. And one who looks like you might find it first. Z is supposed to be to just go back one square. Find our treasure, hurry lest you face the worst. That one who looks like you might find it first.
はとどけ
What are you trying to communicate to me?
は
I seem let down somehow.
楽しみを言うんじ
私でももう少し時間が
ゃ負けをし
それにした
Okay, that's been working thus far.
なん
Goodness me, isn't that interesting?
何かか
こ
あなた見苦しいわよ。だいたい私たちには謎も
はとどけい鳩時計の中なんだは
Is this happening? Who? No.
は
Goes back 2 if you just keep hitting Z. What am I meant to make of that? Curiouser, and curiouser still. How convoluted.
はとどけい鳩時計の中なんだこんな簡単なことだったのは
Is that... Maybe if we go forward a bit further?
私でも
負け
それ
ところで
Okay, why was that? I don't know what I did, but I did it. I'm still alive. Suppose I should thank God for that much. So I haven't been talking much, I've just kinda hitting buttons and the game's been doing weird shit at me. When Night of the Kamaitachi was first released back in 1994, I, the author, managed to sleep this secret message below into the game's code. Why? To stop a terrible conspiracy. So some kind of crazy, whacked out conspiracy. You decide to read the original secret message. I have no idea who you are, dear reader. A child or an adult. A man or a woman. When I consider the intended demographic for this game, a teenage boy seems the most likely bet. In any case, I most fervently hope that you're just a regular person who bought this game for a bit of entertainment, and not one of them. The French. Nah, that doesn't work. The French were actually antagonists in the spy route, so it doesn't work as a joke. Damn it. I'll get you next time, game. I don't know who you are. I think I already mentioned that. But you certainly know who I am. You must have seen my name on the back of a game box or in the end credits. I'm Takemoto Abiko. Or rather, I'm the real author of this game, the one lurking behind that fictitious pen name. Yep. That's me. Yay. You might have seen a picture of my face on the box or in the game manual. But that's not me. It's one of them pretending to be me. I was forced to read almost all of Night of the Kamaitachi by myself, locked away in some small room at Unsoft. Isn't that just how authors work generally? Even now, I'm pretending to be working on the game so I can write this without them noticing. That's right. By them, I mean the employees of Chunsoft. To be honest, I started out as one of them myself. I was a Chunsoft employee. However, as I got involved in the production of Night of the Kamaitachi, I soon came to grasp the true nature of this company. The dark conspiracy at its heart. I tried to run, of course, but they intercepted me almost immediately. Since then I've been locked up in this room and forced into labor. Conveniently for them, I have no relatives and few friends outside of the company, so there's been no one to come looking for me. As soon as my work on this project is completed, I will be killed. So if you're reading this, it's safe to assume I'm already dead at their hands. I've tried to escape on a number of occasions, but each time I was captured and subjected to various tortures, all of them too horrifying to recount. I no longer hold out any hope for my own survival. I write these lines in an attempt to expose their dark conspiracy to the world, and to stop it. I've come up with the idea of hiding this message from the game in such a manner that you can only see it if you've solved the cipher. By this method, I hope to sneak information on the outside world under their noses. It'd be nice if I embedded it in the master ROM, but that's not something I can really manage right now. At most, I can alter a handful of cartridges. I have no idea if anyone who buys this game will ever discover this message. And even if they do, will they believe it? I can't really say. Besides, there's no guarantee they won't find this message and destroy the affected cartridges before they even ship. But I can't worry about all that. Most I can do is keep writing, and hope that someone, eventually, reads this. You've probably heard about subliminal perception at some point or another. It's the ability for you to receive external stimuli without being actively aware of it. Also known as subconscious perception. Sounds too soft to hear, images displayed so briefly Such imperceptible stimuli can have profound effects on the subconscious mind. They're trying to shut... It's them, chat! They're trying to shut down the stream! And they might succeed. We're getting terrible bit rates. Recently, they have been experimenting with embedding subliminal messages inside games. The first of these attempts was with a sound novel called Otogiri So. The message embedded inside it was fairly innocuous. It read in full, Chunsoft's games are really fun. Clearly this is a good use of our time when we're all facing so close to death. Hold on, stretching now. Okay, I'm alive. Despite everything. Unlike the stream, good god, what is happening right now? Basic idea was to ship cartridges with and without the games to different regions, and compare the sales of subsequent games to determine the overall market impact. Still waiting for Chunsoft to localize their one Otome game. Did Chunsoft ever make an Otome game? Hold on. Yes, I gotta say. I always thought of them as like a mystery game company first and foremost. They started with the Portopia serial murder case, made this, they made the other Kamaitachi games, 999, Danganronpa, Zero Escape, Trick and Logic, which is a series I desperately wish you would... It's the Kenkabancho Otome game! God, yes, no, I have heard of that one. Man, that actually, I actually remember like hearing about that and thinking, man, that's an incredibly fun idea for an Otome game. And I should localize that, I agree. I also think they should localize more of the actual Kenkabancho series. I think they should just localize more games in general, honestly. I also think my bitrate should please stabilize. It's getting incredibly obnoxious. Anyway, Chunsoft games are really fun. Chunsoft's next game, Tonoke no Daiboken Mystery Dungeon, saw the experiment begin to bear fruit, and regions where the subliminal messaging had been deployed, sales were through the roof. Even at that early stage, you could see there were some morally questionable business ethics at play. But they aren't interested in something so petty as a slight bump in corporate profits. They had to pull 4 games to get localized to Genkabancho Otome Game 1, and they localized the 3 other games in the pull, but not that one. Is that what happened? Man, that is hilariously petty, actually. I almost respect that. But, like, not really, because, you know, Alta-gays are a horribly neglected genre, and even when they do localize, they frequently have their localizers treated like garbage. Official account poll. What were the other 3 games? I can even wonder. Did we at least get, like, a good title out of the release? I mean, no, Chunsoft, maybe not. No. They want to brainwash the children of Japan. The ones who will grow up to be our nation's future leaders while they're still young. Is that why they neglect their Otome games? Is that how it works? I don't remember the titles. I'll look it up after stream. By the time the children who play these games are adults, Chunsoft will no longer be a software company, but a massive conglomerate of religious organizations, political groups, and multinational corporations. When that day comes, the brainwashed masses will worship Chunsoft founder Koichi Nakamura as a god. They will vote for the Chunsoft party in elections, eat Chun brand instant foods, and play Chunsoft games to the point where they become shut-ins. Not if the best mystery game you can localize is Danganronpa, you ain't. Seriously, give us freaking logic. That's their endgame. To completely dominate the economic, political, and religious structures of Japan. I know it sounds like some sort of joke, but I assure you, it's all true. In fact, if you've played through this game a few times already, you might notice yourself starting to develop a strange sense of trust in Chunsoft. If it's fewer than 10 times, you haven't been brainwashed yet. But if you're going through the story for your 20th or 30th time, you probably won't believe a word I'm telling you. But it's all true. And I need somebody to help expose their conspiracy. It's easy. All you do is call the phone number I'm about to give you. It belongs to the one friend I'd trust with my life. Tell him everything I've just told you. That's all I need you to do. You'll be in no danger. On the contrary, by reaching out to him, you'll actually be reducing your risk. I didn't want to cause a panic, so I thought about not saying anything. But it seems like silence is no longer an option. Even if I sneak this message into dozens of different cartridges and slip them into the shipping boxes unnoticed, they will eventually realize the numbers don't add up. 2 plus 2 does not equal fish. At that point, it will be easy for them to track the games back to retail stores where they were sold. If you pre-ordered it or bought it at some small independent store, they will know your name soon enough. See, kids, this is why you don't pre-order games. Because if you do, Chunsoft will personally murder you. And if you walked in off the street and picked it up at some huge retailer without a reservation, you still can't rest easy. 1 month after purchase. That might be enough time for them to figure out where the cartridges have ended up. So if you've owned this game for more than a month, you're definitely being watched by them right now. High-performance directional microphones, infrared cameras. They're all probably aimed at your room as we speak. Why pre-order games when you can wait for discounts? And you know, what is longer life if not a discount on the amount of time you spend in the grave? Nothing. That's stupid. Forget I said that. Wait, don't even think about peeking out your window. You'd be a perfect target for a sniper. Don't go near the windows. All you can do now is crawl across the floor to a phone, then call my friend. They know you found this message, and they're standing outside your door right now, deciding whether or not to silence you. There's no more time. Once you've made the call and told my friend everything, they'll have no more reason to kill you. So if you want to live, you need to make that call. Hurry. If you don't, they will come for you. They might pose as a newspaper delivery man, or maybe an electrician. Oh no! I can hear them outside! The original secret message ends here. It's dated 4 years ago. If he died midway through writing a sentence, who put the message in carts and then put the carts in the bag? That doesn't make any sense. Also, you didn't give us a phone number, you gibbon. Now back to the rest of the message. Naturally, within a few days of the original game's release, they figured out what I'd done. I was dragged off to the company torture room, where I endured countless torments. What do they do in Chunsoft's private torture room, I wonder? Do they just force you to play Hangman's Gambit on a loop forever? Trying to spell anti-disestablishmentarianism? Certainly sounds appropriate. However, I was sure that my message had reached at least a few hundred players. At least some of them had taken action to stop the conspiracy. And yet, it seems that Chunsoft's boundless ambitions had not yet been crushed. This time, they were re-releasing a new version of Night of the Kamaitachi for the PlayStation. As a result, I was dragged out of my underground cell the first time in 4 years to help with the porting process. Of course, I couldn't repeat the same reset button I jerkied used to hide my secret note last time. So I pretended I needed to re-edit some sections and found a new hiding place for my message. Wonder how many players will end up here, and how many of them will be willing to take a stand against Chunsoft. If they found out about my message, they'll kill me for sure this time. All I can do now is hope and pray. Pray that you, who are reading this now, survive long enough to fight this conspiracy. So then. Yeah, that phone line's probably been disconnected anyway. On my luck, it's probably been replaced with a sex hotline or something. Anyway, I don't really see how we could possibly get a bigger, more dramatic ending than that, so, I guess we're gonna end off there? So until next time, remember, even if Kenkabancho Otome does get localized, do not play it. It is a mind troll plot to take over the world. And if Spike Chunsoft ever releases a brand of instant ramen, don't eat it. Actually, where does Spike fit into the Chunsoft conspiracy route anyway? Is it... Did they, like, do a fusion dance, or did they, like, Death and Dracula, or is it more of, like, an internal reformer sort of thing? Is that why Chunsoft hasn't taken over the world yet? Has Chunsoft not taken over the world yet? Maybe that's just what they want you to think. Well, I guess you'll just have to think about that on your own. Goodbye, Eburinyan.